Hey Arti, this is Philip calling from Switzerland. How are you today?
Hi, Philip. I'm good, thank you. The sun is shining here, so it's made me very happy.
All right, great, great. So you're famous for your roles in Harry Potter, like Gringotts Goblin, also in Star Wars, Mace Kanata, and of course Rocket in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So let's talk about Rocket. How was it? How was that filming at the set? How was it?
It's hard to believe that it was almost 10 years ago that we were filming the first Guardians of the Galaxy here in London, in Longcross and Shepperton Studios. It was such a great environment to work in. There was a lot of humour, as you can tell by how funny the film was. Um, Playing Rocket was great. I was working on set alongside Sean Gunn, who also did the movement and the voice, and I did the movement for Rocket, and wearing a wonderful blue suit and green suit, and you can see him holding that gun there. I actually got to hold the real gun, which was quite heavy. Um, in the picture that you've just shown, there's an image of Rocket Raccoon on my chest because that's the actual height that Rocket Raccoon was. So for eyeline purposes, actors and camera, etc., it was pointed to Rocket's face, and he was a very funny and lovable character to play. And my role involved specifically in the prison scene, carrying the food when he's going up and down the stairs, jumping out of the cockpit as well. Obviously not from that height, but it was a bit lower down. Um, but it was wonderful sets. How they made everything to look fantastic, and there was also a lot of green screen and blue screen involved. And I remember it being very, very hot. And there's some of the stand-ins that I worked with as well, um, who we've all remained friends since.
Okay.
Um, but it's still very hard to believe it was nearly 10 years ago.
Okay, okay. What was the biggest challenge for you?
For me, I would say, well, I had to pay a lot of attention to, because there were, there was myself and Sean, and making sure things are done when that there's certain dialogue being spoken, and making sure that the movement is right, and um, walking at a slower pace because Rocket, is obviously smaller than me, so he would take smaller steps. Um, but as time went on, the character sort of evolved. The movement became a lot more easier, and I knew what to do. And it wasn't as daunting as the first day.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, okay. So how was it on set? Do you came into contact with the other stars of the movie, or do you only stay in your corner, or how was that?
I was actually working with the lead actors on the film because I was doing scenes with them, and I was also starstruck, meeting everybody, for the first time and working with them, and how wonderful they all were. And absolutely, what you see in interviews, and that's exactly what they're like. They're very funny, very humble, very happy, and they all love doing what they do. And I, so grateful to have that experience to work with such a talented cast.
Okay. Your website is called tinyarty.com. What was it like for you to be tiny as a kid?
So I my growth rate, was slower than everybody else, and I grew to 4 foot tall, as the doctors predicted. And being smaller did have its challenges, where you know, I was ridiculed once or twice for my height, and you know, began to doubt who I was, and you know, I didn't like the way that I looked, etc. And but then, you know, as I became a bit more older, I became more comfortable with who I am, and decided just to embrace my life as it is and not try and let my height stop me from doing things. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of obstacles and challenges, but I try and overcome them in a positive way. But I've always been very grateful to have such a loving family and friends since childhood.
Okay. How did you make the leap into the film world, into the movie business?
Oh, that's a great question. I've always just loved, you know, this industry, watching films, and I think for me the main reason was to I after graduating, it was my year tutor who said to me, "Look, Arti, I can see you working in this industry," but also I felt, right, I have a voice and I want to do things a bit differently. So I moved to London. I studied in method acting, and I kept physically fit, which led me to do a lot of creature work, a lot of movement work, and it's a skill that I've picked up. The more I do it, the more skills that I pick up. And it's not something that I thought, oh, when I was younger, oh, I want to do creature work and I want to, you know, wear prosthetics and things. I think I've fallen into this path, sort of, I don't know, I've been led into this path, and it's been a great experience where, you know, like sitting in prosthetics for 4 hours sometimes, then wearing mocap suits, green suits, blue suits, or even, you know, just doubling characters and getting to wear wonderful costumes, and not giving up on, you know, what I want to do. And, you know, auditions come and go, and you have to be so resilient because there are so many knockbacks in this industry. But it's important not to take it personally and just keep persevering and following what you want to do. But for me, being 4 foot tall, I often get typecast roles, or, you know, roles coming along which are quite stereotypical. And that's another reason why I decided that I didn't want to, you know, do things a typical way. And I'm trying to change perceptions and do things a little bit differently and show, you know, no matter what you look like, follow your dream and you can do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that also your advice to other people who may be different and looking for a job in the movie business?
Yes, you have to be so resilient. Just don't give up on yourself, you know, and within every audition you get, you know, that is experience. You can learn from it. You can pick up more things from doing more and more auditions. Even if you don't get feedback, the more you do things, you know, the better at it you become. And it's just so important to believe in yourself. So don't give up, and, you know, have that inner belief to help you carry on.
Okay. So Arti, thank you so much talking to us. I wish you all the best for your future career, and I hope I see you soon, maybe in person for another movie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.